I'm going to spend a few minutes with you talking about our talent strategy and our people, and then I'll invite my good friend Jatin up to talk about our financials, and then we'll get to Q&A. And I also wanted to offer up that I will be in the reception, so if anything I touch on you want to expand on, please catch me. So it's great to be here with everybody. I've been here at Cognizant coming up on 5 years, and I've been in the Chief People Officer role for just about 2 years. Prior to Cognizant, I spent time in several different industries, including pharma, retail, and education, mostly in HR, but I also spent some time in finance and IT, and that actually serves me pretty well in this job. But I've known Cognizant for over 20 years as a client, and so I got to see firsthand the value and the capability that Cognizant brings to its clients. And it's one of the things that attracted me to the job to begin with, to see how I can do that at scale. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to talk a little bit about our people, our talent strategy, and our learning and skilling culture, and especially why we are confident in our people and our ability to stay ahead in this new wave of opportunity that's upon us. Okay, so as a people company, talent is our strategic asset, and at Cognizant, we've really figured out what I call the secret sauce of making that happen. In the last 2 years, we've made significant progress in our very bold ambition to be an employer of choice. And I'm happy to say, and I'll talk about a little bit more about what we've done to do just that. And it really started with going back and harnessing the deep and very successful heritage of this company and unlocking the entrepreneurial spirit of our people, along with our sensing and our ability to stay ahead of the game. And that's what puts us ahead. During other periods of technical transformation, we've been able to sense ahead and skill ahead, and that's what I'll talk about. And turning all of that into a strong talent strategy that positions us to win. It's a simple but very powerful combination. We have become a magnet for talent now, and we're ready for the future. So you'll hear some of the executive committee talk about the mojo of Cognizant is back, and it's really true. Our talent, learning culture, and our brand, quite frankly, are stronger than ever. We have really what I call a big, small company. You have the power of a big, large enterprise organization that has amazing scale with the agility of a small startup together in one company. Cognizant's engagement scores are significantly above global and industry benchmarks, and in fact, last year, we gained on our lead ahead of the industry. And there's a couple of things about that engagement score that I want to talk about. In the last 2 years, we've improved in 3 areas, and I think they're very relevant for the times that we're in: psychological safety, customer focus, and innovation. Those 3 things, we heard from our associates that they really appreciate the way that they have freedom to explore and innovate in our company. Learning and growing is in the DNA of this company. In 2024 alone, we skilled 275,000 people. We've also promoted 136,000 people, which is roughly 40% of our organization. Our grassroots innovation is really powerful in the fact that we actually empower all of our organization at all levels of the company to innovate. And what we're finding is the people that are the early career talent and those that are the closest to our clients, those are the ones that are bringing the value. And we celebrate it. Not only do we empower people, but we celebrate those successes. And this is probably the thing that I'm the most excited about, is that we have the highest return hire rate in our industry. And what I mean by that, it's people that have chosen, for whatever reasons, to leave Cognizant and come back. We had 14,000 people return to Cognizant, and we have a pipeline of another 20,000 people that are interested in coming back. And what's fascinating is we interviewed thousands of them to find out, why did you choose to come back? And the answers, and we have, key themes that have emerged. The first of which is people appreciate the freedom to innovate. We empower people here to do what they think is necessary to serve their clients, and they appreciate it. They also talk about our culture. They do say that we're friendly here, so I hope you're finding that people are friendly. People are approachable, but the biggest thing is if somebody has an idea, people will really listen to them, and they're able to be an entrepreneur here. And lastly, the vast amount of opportunity that we offer to people is incredible. And the outside world is noticing. You'll see some of these awards that are noteworthy. And quick spoiler alert, tomorrow we will be announcing that we're on Fortune's Most Innovative Companies list once again. So I'll talk a little bit about sort of our future and how we're thinking about the future. So you heard all day today, or all afternoon, how my colleagues are talking about the next wave of transformation, and Ravi talking about getting into the winner circle. One of the main things that we need to do is make sure that our learning and skilling keeps pace with the pace of change. And so a couple of examples on the left, and that is how we're evolving roles. So if you think about it, an AI ethics expert didn't even exist a few years ago. So we are sensing ahead all these new roles, and we already have prompt engineers, all these different roles coming into the company. We're also building new career paths. So for example, people in our Cognizant moment who are in design or experienced people, they're gonna have a different career path than a traditional engineer, and that's important. We're expanding our talent pools, broader skill sets are needed. For example, take somebody that has a biology major with engineering in a healthcare setting. Those are the types of things that are emerging. On the right-hand side, you see an illustrative talent model which brings together all new roles with digital assets. I like to call this hybrid intelligence. It's agents amplifying humans. Cognizant's talent is really ready for the future as these opportunities expand across our industries. So I'm just going to touch on a couple of parts of this talent strategy, and I'll just double down on two. One is we are a learning powerhouse in this company. It's something that's been decades in the making, and we're doubling down on this as a key strength. You've heard that we just opened another immersive, an amazing learning facility in our Chennai campus in India, and we're going to keep investing. We have also a talent intelligence patent pending solution called MySkills, which I'm happy to talk to anybody that wants to talk more about this. This is on fire in the company, and I'll just say this, only in a few months we had 2.7 million skills added onto this program. And why is that important? We're able to get people onto projects 60% faster. We're able to have much more efficient pricing models. And probably the most important is that it's informing our learning, and we're able to use adjacencies to help our learning be very efficient. All this together, our future-ready talent strategy positions us to support our clients in this new growth wave. So I'll just touch on a couple of takeaways. One is technology does not drive change alone. Technology and people do, and that's why it's so important to focus on your talent strategy. And for us, it's our entrepreneurial culture with our learning strength, which is unparalleled. I talked about psychological safety. When you take that with customer centricity, it's a key ingredient for innovation. When we, and I'll just say that, this is what's enabled Cognizant through multiple waves of transformation in the past, and what will also position us in this new wave. And that's the Cognizant difference. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for your time. Please find me in the reception. Thank you.